Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 14 in the ALV for November 14th, 2023. Every wise woman builds her house, but folly plucks it down with her own hands. Who walks in uprightness fears Yahweh, but who is perverse in his ways despises him. In the mouth of the foolish is a rod for his pride, but the lips of the wise shall preserve them. Where no oxen are, the crib is clean, but much increase by the strength of the ox. A faithful witness will not lie, but a false witness breathes out lies. A scoffer seeks wisdom and does not find it. But knowledge is easy to him who has understanding. Go into the presence of a foolish man, and you shall not perceive the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way, but the folly of fools is deceit. A trespass offering mocks fools, but among the upright there's goodwill. The heart knows its own bitterness, and a stranger does not intermeddle with its joy. The house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tent of the upright shall flourish. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Even in laughter the heart is sorrowful, and in the end of mirth heaviness. The backslider in heart shall be filled with his own ways, and a good man shall be satisfied from himself. The simple believes every word, but the prudent man looks well to his going. A wise man fears and departs from evil, but the fool bears himself insolently and is confident. He who's soon angry will deal foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. The evil bow down before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. The poor is hated even by his own neighbor, but the rich has many friends. Who despises his neighbor sins, but who has pity on the poor, happy is he. Do they not err who devise evil? But mercy and truth be to those who devise good. In all labor there is profit, but the talk of the lips tends only to penury. The crown of the wise is their riches. The chaplet of fools is folly. A true witness delivers souls, but he who breathes out lies causes deceit. In the fear of Yahweh is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge. The fear of Yahweh is a fountain of life, that one may depart from the snares of death. In the multitude of people is the king's glory, but in the want of the people is the destruction of the prince. He who is slow to anger is of great understanding, but he who is hasty of spirit exalts folly. A tranquil heart is the life of the flesh, but envy is the rottenness of the bones. He who oppresses the poor reproaches his maker, but he who has mercy on the needy honors him. The wicked is thrust down in his evil doing, but the righteous has a refuge in his death. Wisdom rests in the heart of him who has understanding, and even in the midst of fools it makes itself known. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to peoples. The king's favor is toward a servant who deals wisely, but his wrath will be against him who causes shame. If an earthly king deals with people like that and feels that way, how much more than the king of the universe? If you cause shame to him, he will deal with you. I'm on a tear right now about this church thing, and I was speaking to some other members of the church, my dudes in my group. I just told them I'd rather find a new church than be part of a dead church. If the problem with the church is the elders, then I need to distance myself from that church, because once again, I'm not a cessationist. You're going to have to attempt to talk me into that, but at no point does the Bible say that that's valid. So to that effect, we're supposed to be operating in a way that makes the king proud, gives us his favor, right? A wise woman builds her house, but folly plucks it down with her own hands. We entrust our lives to our wives. And we judge many of our early experiences and how we see the world based on our moms, how they treated us, our attachment with her, how she ran the house, the example that was set, right? And it's possible to have a place to live and not a healthy home. If you walk in uprightness, it's because you fear Yahweh. He's a strong place for us to hide or to take refuge, and he's a fountain of life. The laziness, always a fool with the laziness. In the mouth of the foolish is a rod for his pride. People will be beaten with their own words eventually. But the lips of the wise shall preserve them. This one, where no oxen are, the crib is clean, but much increased by the strength of an ox. All right, let's not talk about an ox, right? I don't want to scoop poop and stuff. Well, Caterpillar equipment is really expensive, and then I got to maintain it. John Deere equipment is really expensive, and then I got to maintain it. And you can't cover all that space with your bare hands. And I'm a permaculturist, and I think that we should be able to manage spaces, but some crops dictate a different path, and you can't shy away from the work because it might be difficult. I'm going to run out of time here, unfortunately, but let me just say that wisdom rests in the heart of him who has understanding, and even in the middle of fools it makes itself known. Seek Yahweh. Depend on the Spirit to give you the words when you need it. Because if you're like me, you'll put your foot in your mouth if you do it yourself. So pray about your friends.